Hey, you guys, welcome today. I want everybody to know that this is pre recorded. So if you don't see me comment in the box, you'll know this is pre recorded. First of all, I want to welcome everybody today um, and thank you for joining me. I really want to also allow people to know that this is going to be kind of a harsh video. It's not to disrespect, hurt anybody, but a lot of things been on my heart for years. I didn't say it because I was worried about hurting somebody's feelings, but nobody's worried about hurting my feelings. So I just want to say what I have to say because I'm a pretty authentic person, and what comes up comes out. At the end of this video, when it's done, you'll see some documents. Geneva had put them up in the beginning, but I'm putting it at the end of this so you guys can see it. From 2017 to 2018, all the way up to pretty much 2021, 22 almost, I was being stalked, harassed, threatened, blackmailed by Steve Harvey. The documents that you're going to see are documents that was filed after the fact of me filing a lawsuit against Steve Harvey. So that means whatever I filed in California, he could have went on that lawsuit. He went to a whole nother state to get these documents that you're finna see at the end of these videos to try to incriminate me. Pay attention how they put me all up in them there like I'm some type of criminal or something, trying to make me look bad. So everything I'm finna say tonight, I don't care about what someone feels. I care about the truth and what it really is. One thing I want people to know, because I'm doing a lot of the videos like a kind of a recap, because over the years when I talked, it seemed more like an interview, more so than me just letting my voice be heard and saying what I have to say. And that too, I wanted to let people know that the subscribers, the people that followed me and like helped us through the years, or was rooting for me in Geneva. I really want to thank those people because I had a hell of a lot of emails and Facebook and Twitter sites I really don't even go on, but I was really amazed to see all the people that reached out to me. I want to say it was never about ignoring you. It was just about I had so much going on in my life that I could not focus. I was asked, do I feel like Mary was the friend that I was to her? A lot of times when you become friends with a person, they may not be the friend that you want them to be, but they may be the friend that they only the way they know how to be. I don't think that Mary ever had a loyal person like me before in her life. So she really didn't know how to be loyal to a person or be friends like that with me. Um, she was scared to be friends with me because so many times when she was friends with me, Stephen would lie, like scare her or tell her, don't talk to me. I know in 2014, she told me that Steve was told if my name come to the same sentence as his name, that they were going to snatch some of Steve's deals and that she had to stay away from me. So from 2014 to 2017, I sat and I waited and I prayed. But then after 2017, I knew Winton wasn't a minor anymore. So I said what I had to say. I didn't say much because I saw how they locked Mary up in 2014, knowing that she was sick, knowing that she had issues that she had to go through emotionally and mentally. But Judge Angela Tucker didn't care. She locked Mary up anyway on the command of Steve Harvey. Winding forward, I never knew after helping Mary as a civil rights activist because they were violating her civil and constitutional rights that I would be blackmailed, stalked, and harassed myself. I never knew what a gag order looked like, so I wanted to see what it looked like. So when we did the show in 2012, 2013, the reality show that we was getting ready to do, I didn't want to violate anything because I had got married for one of the cast members. And basically, by getting her one of the cast members, she had told me about a gag order. Like I said, I've never seen one. I tried to go by protocol. I didn't do anything to violate the order. I went to Steve Harvey lawyer, Bobby Edmonds. She was real crappy, very disrespectful little broad because she said I didn't like the way she talked. She didn't like the way I talked. I didn't like that they were crooks and they had did a lot of violating things through the divorce with Mary Harvey, a lot of violations. But what stuck out to me the most is when I was trying to do everything and going through the documents, I thought that Ricky Anderson, which was Mary's only attorney, they said, but Mary had another attorney, which was like 6 other attorneys. When I went to start investigating things, I reached out to several attorneys that Mary had after Steve Harvey's lawyer, Ricky Anderson, because if they had the same lawyer, then someone's going to go without, and it's going to be a conflict of interest. He was able to take everything and sign it over to Steve because he was Mary's lawyer too. He was her conservator and her power of attorney. That's why I say that that case need to be opened back up because of the foul things that Ricky Anderson did in the very beginning of the case that show all the collusion and the conspiracy. The sad part about this, I stepped in it to help a woman to who rights were being violated, not knowing later on, years later, that mine would be violated too. And I would watch judges and lawyers and everybody be paid off behind my case. I had never seen anything like it before. I have to say that a lot of things by going through it changed me a lot. Mary was my first celebrity case, but Mary was a little bit more bougier than I was. For whatever reason, she couldn't come out the concept of her not being Mary Harvey anymore. And I felt like that sometimes she felt like she was better than people. I didn't like that about her, really. That kind of bothered me. But she was so sensitive when you tell her stuff. She felt like I was like degrading her or going speaking down on her. No, I just felt like she should be herself to the point that you could see on some levels that maybe she wasn't even comfortable in her own skin. I do feel like she said that, something was taken away from her. And y'all saw the lawsuit where she had sued. And in 2017, I was Mary's POA. And it was murder of the soul. It appeared to me that they said that was actually like a condition, like a person could be murdered from the soul, just emotionally, from mentally, from things she went through. I would say that because after I read the paperwork about Winton Harvey being beaten with a sorority paddle and a belt buckle, and then they said 2 weeks later he still had blood in his urine and he couldn't sit down from that beating that Steve gave him. I didn't know how Steve even got out of that. I'm not even sure. It happened in Atlanta. Went to Texas to visit Mary. She filed a police reports and stuff against Steve Harvey, and then she ended up being arrested for telling it, trying to save her son. I never understood that. But at that time in 2009, I didn't know her. Winding forward, when I saw the paperwork for myself, I have a copy, you guys. I have a copy of the police report, and I also have a copy of the affidavits about how he was beaten so severely. And then to watch them lie about it through the media, saying he was cleared on it and all that. No CPS ever investigated Winton Harvey's child abuse. No CPS. I know that for a fact, 100%. Nor did anybody try to help him in any kind of way. So to see that they lied about beating Winton, to see that they lied and said I was a co-conspirator and extortionist with no tangible evidence, just told the media that, then everything else I felt like Mary was telling me was true because they didn't want to sit down with me. So what else would I have thought? But it is to be true. Winding forward after all those things happened, and I came back in 2017 to say what went on, and then all this transpired, and then I sued Steve for stalking and harassment and all that. They continue to go after my family and friends and stuff, which it made me harder to be able to fight because I didn't want nothing to happen to my family members, but I didn't know what these people were capable of because I seen what they were doing to me. And I read and saw what they did to Winton. I read and saw what they did to Mary. Mary had a restraining order out on Steve. Several times she asked for a restraining order. I did see a restraining order in her divorce. They just threw that out like it wasn't nothing. Like she didn't even ask for the restraining order. Pull the documents. Let's do this. I have to say, when Mary told me about her older son, Stephen, a lot of things made more sense to me. I was told by Mary Harvey and her family that Steve Harvey tried to molest her oldest son, Stephen. He was in the garage. His shirt was open, buttoned to unbuttoned. He was all greased up. He had his front pants open, slightly down, just a little bit. And he called Mary's son into the garage. said he tried to grab Mary's son and bring him towards him. And he said, "What the fuck are you doing? I don't do that," or something like that of that manner. He snatched away from Steve Harvey, and he ran upstairs and stayed in a room till Mary got there. Mary said after she found out about it, she had to pray about it. She didn't know what to do, but she knew she had to leave Steve. If she found a computer with men in it, of pornography with Steve, and it was men in that, quite naturally she was scared that he would do something to her son, because he had a closed off room, and in that closed off room, she found a computer with pornography in there with naked men. I got it on tape what I'm saying. And it was a jar of Vaseline, $6,000 in ones, a dirty desk in the computer with all the men in there. So why would she think that he would do something to her son? A lot of celebrities lie about who they are and what they do behind closed doors. It's none of my business unless it affects me. So to say that he tried to molest her son, and how he tried to how he gagged her, tried to gag me, tried to gag in Geneva, tried to gag other people that I know, I find that to be a problem. And he was trying to gag us because I feel like what Mary was saying was true, and he didn't want nobody to find out about it because he knew that he would probably end up in prison for something like that. So to me, in my mind, when she told me that, I said, that makes more sense. If he tried to molest your son, I would try to gag you too, because I wouldn't want nobody to know. But it's sad that she had to live with that. And because he's a celebrity and she's just a regular nobody, like I was a regular nobody, and he did what he did to me and lied on me, the whole world would believe that. No one would care because of Steve Harvey. I have to be honest about what I'm going to say, and people might think it's harsh, but I look at everything because it always had been on my mind. I hate for people to get sensitive because you tell the truth, but it just is what it is. Maybe if Steve Harvey had sat down and talked to me and saw where I was coming from, and I could have asked them certain questions, maybe it wouldn't be so difficult for me to believe what has transpired went on. There's always two sides to every story, but at this time, I was looking at my truth and my story and what I went through, because I shouldn't have had to go through all that, because I was trying to protect Mary Harvey as a female civil rights activist, a woman, and everything else. But I always wondered in my mind, because Mary said she tried to take her life before, and she put it out there bluntly that she did. But even though she did that, I wonder in her mind, what did she feel? Because I said, why did you do that? And she said, because this dude, Steve Harvey, didn't come home for a holiday. I said, well, damn, what holiday was it? She said her birthday. I was disgusted. Because ain't no way I'm going to try to go through something like that because a man's giving his private part away to another woman. I would really try to focus on my son. And I wonder, did Mary ever think how Winter may have felt if she did that and he was in the same home with her at the time when he did it, and they see you trying to take your own life? That's a lot for a child. So then let me jump to, like, as they say, play devil's advocate, because there is two sides to every story. I did wonder at some time, how did Steve feel? And this, God, I'm just honest. How did Steve feel that he would come home and see that Mary tried to take her life? He's a comedian. He's on stage every night. He's trying to make people laugh. And as soon as he get home, he has to worry about that she just tried to take her life. And then I saw where there was a conservatorship. The same thing Britney Spears had in her paperwork, Mary had in her divorce. That was how he was able to gain control over Mary's son, Winton Harvey. He still, no matter what went on, he still should have let that baby saw his mama, because it still seemed like somewhere along the line, Winter probably scared to say it, but damn well he missed his mother. That's who gave him birth. That's who brought him into this world. And for Steve to sit up here and act like he's some kind of motivational speaker, and he has done all these violations and not tried to make nothing right, not even apologize, I feel like he's a sorry ass nigga for that. Point blank, period, simple. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody when I say that, but I'm just putting out there what is on my mind and what happened to me. There were so many people that were violating me. Judge Angela Tucker, Judge Holly in Los Angeles Superior Court in Los Angeles, California, Judge Garza in San Bernardino County, When I got the restraining order, he saw all the paperwork and he just dismissed it like it wasn't nothing. I'm going to do a video about all three of the judges, and I'm going to do a video about the lawyers as well, so y'all will see everything. My truth now is to stand forward and what I've been through to learn from this experience so I can help the next person. I do feel like not just me saying it, God is vindicating me right now behind closed doors. It's just that I can't see it. But what I won't do, because I know that I'm an activist, and if something happens or something triggers me, or I see that someone has not made something right, I don't know how to walk away until it's made all the way right. I'll be silent, but I'm still going to be in my mind working towards something else. That's why I decided to do this book, because it seemed like everywhere I turned, someone was always getting paid off. My whole life changed after this happened, you guys. I'm a master cosmetologist. I was in areas where I was doing hair to help the less fortunate or the handicapped or cancer patients. I can't even do any of that anymore because I got to worry about if somebody going to know who I am, if somebody's going to run up on me. I lost a lot. I never got paid for anything I did with Mary. I never asked Steve for any money for anything. I felt like if I had did my reality show, that was okay for me, but it didn't happen, and that's fine too. Less than almost 2 years ago, which Geneva know about it as well, we were offered a reality show, but all in the instance, I don't know what happened, and Mary just didn't want to do it, which is understandable. I get that. But to keep worried about Steve Harvey giving her money, hell, they was going to give you money. So she should have just took that deal and we could have just went elsewhere with it, but that's not what she wanted to do. And I understand that. I get that, and that's what she wanted to do. So be it. There is no words that I can say to describe so much of all the turmoil that has went on that I've ever seen something like this happen before. But it's bad when it's happening to you because you don't think like you would think in somebody else's case because you're emotional and you miss things because you be all over the place. Now that I've got a grip of who I am, can't nobody come in and violate my space without me annihilating them from face to face. Judges, lawyers, cops, I would not give a damn because they bleed the same blood we bleed, and we got to quit letting the system sit up and beat us down because Steve had more money than I have. So because he had more money than I have, that gives him the right to violate me, or that gives him the right to say I'm a co-conspirator and extortionist. That gives him the right to go to a whole nother state and lie and get a warrant took out on me like I'm some kind of criminal to make his lie be credible, to make me look like a bad person, someone he doesn't even know. And see, the bad part about it is everything I'm telling you guys now, it's going to be in my book. From the restraining order to the court documents, even when I worked on Mary case with her documents and letters that she wrote to me. That is important to me that those things be in the book. It's more so important to me that the evidence is in the book, more so than the words that I carry by themselves. I can give you at least 1,000 documents right now from threats, the lawsuits, and everything put together. That's half of the book with Steve Harvey by itself. I can do that because I wrote my case. I can do that so I can show y'all face to face how they just discredited me all the way across the board. But God is in control, so I'm not worried about that. I am not angry about anything that happened. I did also think it was disgusting when I was Mary Harvey's POA, which I'm going to put that letter out for you can see it for yourself. But Steve Harvey and his lawyers wanted me to sign a document, the 5150 Mary. That means to sign off saying she's crazy and put her in a facility. And then they say she could stand there upon her demise. So to me, I was thinking, well, damn, are y'all going to kill her? Because why you had to put demise in there? Those documents exist, and I have them as well. And those as well will be in my book. So the thing, what I'm trying to make sure of is that I want people to have a complete understanding. And what's not on this platform, you will be able to read it in the book, and you will be able to see the details of what happened. At the end of this video, when you read those documents, I don't care what's in them. Really, I could give a rat's ass about Judge Tucker with her crooked ass to be a black woman sitting on that bench and knowing that she's trying to blackmail me with Steve Harvey. God's going to have his day of judgment with her. I did everything by the book, and they tried to blackmail me, not try to blackmail me into silence. And pretty much that's why I walked away from the cases with Steve Harvey. If they could have just left between me and them, and they not went after my sons or threatened my kids or threatened my family members, it would be a little different because I handle stress differently from other people. But because they could not do that, it was best for me to walk away at that time. And you'll see all that as well. My main thing now is to continue to stay focused, to stay on my journey that God has put me on. I know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I know that I am a good individual and I am an honest woman. Anything that I say on this mic, I will repeat it. That's why nobody has sued me yet. Because when you sue me, you're going to have to go get all the criminals in the game. Anything I said about Mary's son, Winton, or Stephen, Winton being abused and couldn't sit down and the blood was in his urine and how Steve beat him, and Stephen to say that how Steve tried to molest him, they got to go get Stephen and they're going to have to go get Winton and they're going to have to go get their mother. And then Steve's going to look like the monster that he truly is. That's why y'all don't see him trying to run me up in no court. I will never stay in court in the state of Texas because I don't belong to Texas. I don't live there, nor do they have a jurisdiction to put any type of paperwork on me. As far as I'm concerned, they can take that paperwork and do whatever they choose to do with it. And you know what I want to say, they can shove it. That's what they can do with it. You can take this video and show Judge Tucker if you want to and can find my number and call me. But she ain't that good of a judge to call me because she's two-faced, shady, and she's a trifling ass crooked judge that sat up there and did that and know that she didn't have any grounds to do that. But you did it. Kudos to you. How did that work out for you? Because I pretty much told y'all to eat shit and die, and I wasn't coming to Texas for anything, and I meant that. I should not have to be violated because I stood up for Mary Harvey, nor are you going to do that. There are so many more crooked pieces between these pages that I would have to talk about. But let me just say this as well, since I'm talking about things, because it is two sides to every story. Nobody wanted to hear and talk to me with Steve's side. They just let me hear Mary's. But I told y'all how I felt about her trying to take her life. I told you what I felt about Steve being a comedian. So I want to say this as well. Everything that happens is called karma when it will come back and bite you. So if you do something wrong, then it will come back and bite you. I always thought about this, but Mary acts so sensitive because she only hears what she wants to hear. But I have to say, Steve Harvey's first wife, Marcia, I got mad respect for her. You know why? She never threw Steve up under the bus. She never talked shit out in the media about him. She never tried to disrespect him on any type of level. And I really have mad respect for her. But until I came out in 2013 about all the stuff that Steve was doing, he was still fighting Marcia for child support and wasn't paying her child support for her two twins or her son. Pull it up. Matter of fact, I'll try to find the documents and put them in the comment section. And I have to say in those court documents, it states that Mary was taking money and moving property in Steve's name and moving it into her name when he was still married to Marcia. I did not find that out till after I stopped dealing with Mary on her case, and then they started stalking me and harassing me and threatening me. But I was sent those documents from a reporter, and when I seen that, I was disgusted. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, Mary, now wait a minute. You talking about what Margie did and what they took away from you, but you did the same thing with Steve Harvey with his first wife. Why? Did you not think that karma was going to come back and bite you? See, when you think you're getting away with something, you can't get away with it because it's still there. If I had knew that, would I have still looked at Mary the same? Probably not. But that's why I guess God let me found after the fact, found that out. So to that, I have to say that I saw that distinction and it was like a pattern. So she did it to Steve first wife, and Margie did it to Mary. And Mary should have understood that karma was coming back. How you thought Marcia felt or Marcia felt when she found out you was with her husband and she had 3 kids by him, and you still mess with Steve after the fact, Mary. So you knew what you were dealing with when you dealt with him. Let's keep that 100. She knew that. Everything that I have right now is about 70 tapes on Mary. I agreed not to release the tapes because Mary said it could ruin Steve's career. But more so than a ruin Steve's career, she was more so worried about how Winter would take the fact of what she told me, what Steve had done, and things that had transpired. And when I say they're foul, they're foul. But if it came out that would they mock Winter, would it hurt Winter to the point that he would do something to himself? I would never want their baby to hurt themselves in any kind of way because I'm not that type of mother. I'm a mother before anything, so I have to take everything in consideration. If I have to release any footage or any videos, hell yeah, I will. If that's what I have to do, it would just be that. I have to also say, too, I cannot say Mary was 100% the person that I was because there were certain times that I heard talking shit behind my back. And one time I heard her and I just went off on her. I knew she was going through stuff, but she hadn't hung the phone up and I heard everything. I thought that shit was real disrespectful and real foul, knowing that I was helping her and getting dragged through the mud like I was being dragged through the mud because I was helping her. But I could not help or ask her to be the same person I was because that's not who she truly was. There were so many decisions and choices and mistakes that was made through these whole situations, even things that I could have done differently. But because there's two sides to every story, and the other side they want to take accountability and sit down and come to the table face to face, here we are, and this is where we are right now. You can think that you're getting away with something, but at the end of the day, God sees everything. So I'm not really worried about what man see here on earth, but what I am worried about is my salvation and what God asks of me and what I should do. And I might sometimes get angry and go completely off, but the world can't save me. I know who to run to, and that's God. God has protected me through this whole thing with Steve Harvey, and he will continue to protect me. He said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. God knew that I was going to walk this journey to even, no matter what, to clear Mary's voice and to allow her voice to be free. But then, too, to walk that journey because I may have to learn now how to do it for someone else. But because of what I went through, the stalking, the bullying, the cyber stalking, all that, I know how to handle that stuff totally different now. I can do that and it doesn't bother me. Because if you don't know me, it doesn't matter what you put out there about me. But if you put something out there about me and you know it ain't true, and I'm already putting my story out for you, if you think I dragged Steve Harvey ass, what do you think I'll do to you? I don't care how much money you got. It's the principle of what you do. So at this time, I'm going to let you guys go because there's so much more I could say, but I don't want to drag this video out. And I didn't really even want to talk about Mary today. But because so many subscribers followed me in the past and had me and stood and walked with me on my journey in Born Again Version 53 at gmail.com, I had a lot of people asking me questions. So what I did, I made videos so I could answer the questions with the videos, such as people ask me about the judges and the lawyers and so many other things. So if there's a pre-recorded video out about something, I'm listening to my subscribers now, and I'm putting videos out there to solidify things that I didn't discuss in the beginning, or maybe I was talking too fast, or maybe I was angry, or maybe I was upset, or maybe my deliverance of my conversation went right. So that's why I'm doing this now, to give everybody a clear understanding. Next Saturday, I think about 4 o'clock, I'll be doing a live to talk about Cat Williams and to talk about what he means to me as a person, a man, and a friend. He was one of the first people that I met when I came to California. You guys will hear about that next week. I really want to thank you guys for joining me, join my journey of how I've changed. And I thank everybody who say, Essie, I see that you changed, and I'm so excited that you are who you are, and you showing us that if you can go through something like what you went through with Steve Harvey, I can get through it too. So if every day I talk to one person and I know that I've changed them in some kind of way, then I'm so grateful. with this born again version, it has been so many women reaching out to me, and women who were scared to get in our chat box because they didn't want to be stalked, harassed, threatened, or cyberbullied. And I understand that. And if you have to join me or just on the outside looking in, give a thumbs up, share the video, allow my voice to be heard, because one voice can make a difference and one voice can make a change. God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. At the end of the video, y'all can check it out for yourself. Those documents that you see that were done in Texas, I've never been to that state, that county, or that city. All that's bullshit and all that's blackmail. So you guys tell me what you think. Leave your comment at the bottom of the video. You can reach me at 747. Let me make sure I got my number right, you guys. You can reach me at 747-248-6433. 747-248-6433. Or you can reach me at bornagainversion53@gmail.com. May God bless all you guys. Take care. Everyone is in my prayers, my thoughts, my enemies, whoever may come in my path. I'm always going to pray for you. I don't hate anybody. I love who I'm becoming. I love that I'm able to share some of my life with you. And I'm glad that I'm able to answer the questions that my subscribers want to know, that I can bring back with them too. God bless you guys and take care. And see you guys next week. And I may pop on. I'm not sure during the week. I may, like I did this week. We'll see.